What up? Greetings. Greetings, Band Warriors. Greetings. Greg is back. Episode The Results Kill Excuses show. Back in the studio. It's been a minute. I've been traveling. I feel like I've been traveling the last few weeks. Lots of traveling. Back in the studio. We're going to talk about life tonight. Talk about all the beautiful things happening in this world, happening inside of our bodies and our minds and our hearts. See if we can't figure some things out about ourselves. Always trying to learn new things each and every day. That's a growth mindset. It's always about trying to learn something new each and every day. Do you have a growth mindset? What kind of mindset do you have? Is it growth? Fixed? What is the meaning behind results kill excuses? That's the best question I've ever heard. It came out of my rock bottom moment. It's how I turned my life around. That was my mantra, right? Because in the past, I was full of excuses and I never had the results. I was just sitting there, licking my wounds. And when I started to prioritize things that mattered to me and I started taking action, started with getting sober, started asking for help, right? Realizing that I was my own worst enemy. I was the problem. I wanted to blame everyone else for my problem, but I took extreme ownership. And the thing about it that came out of here was, think about it, results, right? If you're somebody that has a lot of excuses, like sometimes you want to call them reasons, but if you got a lot of excuses, about all kinds of things in life, why you can't do this, why you can't do that, why this is not going well. I'm doing wonderful, Anissa. That's awesome. 6 years. I love that. I celebrate every single day of those 6 years. You keep going. And so thank you so much for that, Jadalicious. Some of y'all got the best names on this. And so results kill excuses. It took that, right? It took me literally killing my excuses, right? I think a lot of people, you might get triggered by that, right? A lot of people get triggered. Oh, man, why is he gotta be so violent? It's like, look, if you think that the world, that what's going on inside your mind is peaceful, then you probably don't even need to be here right now. You should be on here sharing your story. Most of us, the greatest battle that's happening right now is inside our mind. And so you got to go to war with that mind. And it doesn't have to be like aggressive but it's like you definitely need to take back your power over your mind. It's right here. This is the most important piece. This is step one right here, the mind. And that's why for me, it begins and ends this journey with remaining sober. And that's a hard thing to do, right? Replacing negative thoughts with positive thoughts. That's one of the hardest things to do. Why is it hardest? Because the four basic emotions: happy, mad, angry, sad. Okay, happy, mad, angry, sad. So one out of the four basic emotions that we all feel, only one of those emotions, happy, is positive. Angry, mad, and sad are all negative. So what that should tell you each and every day, you are 3 times more likely to be having negative thoughts. Right. And when you think about it, how are you going to overcome all that negativity in your head? You're definitely not going to overcome it watching more negativity. You're definitely not going to overcome it listening to negativity. And you're definitely not going to overcome it if you don't start to snuff out all that negativity, which that's a whole reprogramming process. One of the greatest, most powerful things you could do along this journey is journaling, right? Is journaling. It's one of my favorite things. And right now, we've been shipping out the 1% Better Everyday Journal from Results Kill Excuses. This is the most powerful tool that you can have. Why is it powerful? Because right here, this pen more than any other, it's a Results Kill Excuses 4-color pen for your journaling. It is greater than the sword. It's greater than the sword, right? It's more powerful than the sword. This weapon right here. Why is the pen so powerful? Because here's the truth, right? Sell me this pen, right? You have the power right now to write the most incredible story ever told. And you're not going to be able to do it without this pen right here. So go into the shop and purchase this pen, because with this pen, you will write the most incredible story ever told. Versus the pen that you got now that's been telling a mediocre story or a repeat of what happened yesterday or last year or 10 years ago. But yet this is the power that we have right now, is to be able to write how the story ends. A lot of us aren't happy with how the story has gone thus far, but I'm here to tell you that you absolutely have 100% power to edit and revise how your story ends. You can write the most incredible story, you can write a mediocre story, or you can write more of the same, but you do have that power. How do I know this? Because this is what I have done over the past 13 years. Which it took me hitting rock bottom. It took me going through some very painful life experiences to get to this place. But now that I'm here, I can tell you the most powerful part of my daily routine has been journaling. And a lot of people don't know how to start a journal, especially if you're a dude. A lot of dudes think, man, that's like what do the girls used to have, the little diaries? It's like a diary, right? It's not diarying, man. I mean, it kind of is diarying, but it's just like anything else. If you don't have a plan, right, then your plan is to fail. And yet, if you think you're going to sort through all of the stuff going on in your head, starts in your mind, you're going to be able to combat all that negative thinking, right, and just try and sort everything out inside your head, it's not going to happen. And yet, what I'm holding right here is the Results Kill Excuses 1% Better Every Single Day Journal, which makes journaling not only fun, but it makes it easy. Because all you got to do is just fill in your gratitude. You're not just staring at blank pages. These are fun worksheets where you fill in gratitude. It gives you a checklist of your morning routine. You can do some recaps on yesterday. Right? What'd you do right? What could you do better? And then every single day, you're going to write 3 things down that matter to you. Things that matter to you. So that you can start having some clarity and some direction in your life, which ultimately spending 30 minutes a day, an hour in the morning, working on yourself, focusing on what matters to you. I don't sell the digital copies. No, you got to write it down. The beautiful thing about this goes everywhere with you. And if you order it today, you get the magic pen, the 4-color magic pen, and you get the sticker. 1% better every single day. No days off. That's it. That's it. Right? But one of the most powerful pieces to this whole entire thing, the 1% Better Everyday Journal, is packed into here isn't just the journaling. There's a literal 91-day self-development course that guides you from self-sabotage to self-mastery with coaching videos from me. That's all loaded up on the app. So every single day, you'll go through here, page 2, and you'll see that there's prompts in here. And on some of those days, you'll have a video support link. So on top of just it being a journal, you're going to have a video support link, right? Where you actually have yours truly teaching really fun stuff, learning about self-sabotage, learning about, positive coping mechanisms, learning about your values, learning about just about anything that has to do with self-development, self-sabotage, self-awareness, all the way through self-mastery. So the 5-course thing is right here. That's a great question. The first 5 is actually self-discovery work. If you want to, you can download the app. We have a Results Kill Excuses app. These are great questions. Thank you so much. Porch doggy lover. So you can type in Results Kill Excuses into your app store, download the app, and you were asking about digital. But as you can see on my phone, the app is right there. Click on the app. You're going to just fill in your thing. And then in the app, there's 5 courses that are free right now. I know my hair is so curly. It's natural too. I just combed it. I just took a shower, got all fresh and clean for all you beautiful people. But so this is a printed version of the self-discovery courses. What's cool about these two is, again, here's what's different about what I'm doing here for you guys. Is throughout my journey, I stared at a blank notebook for hours. Right? Journaling is so important. And that's kind of the message for today. It's like, slow down. Slow down. There's something I learned in the military. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. We need to slow down. Even me right now talking, I get so excited. You guys are asking all these fun questions. And I love talking about these things. But what makes what I'm doing here different is I have a teaching background, both elementary and higher education. I'm an instructor for disaster response. But I've stared at blank pages when I started journaling for hours trying to figure out, well, what do I want to write about? What do I want to do about? And so when I was teaching elementary, it kind of brought back a memory of my childhood, which I really loved when I was in school. I remember when we had an option to either do like an essay, take a test, or do like a worksheet. I love the worksheets. And so I have literally created worksheets for self-discovery, for self-development. I mean, these are fun worksheets. And if you haven't looked on the app, you can actually print. If you have a printer, I've put it on there for free. It's literally just my love to you, right? There's no strings attached. I know there's a lot of gotchas and, there's got to be a string attached. I promise you, with all my heart, with all my soul, with all my strength, if you go to the Results Kill Excuses app, right? I'll pull it up for you right here. One of the courses, there's a greetings, start here, right? You'd watch that video first. You can order one of these first 5 course workbooks. You can order this so that you have it already bound. I print and bind these myself. It's not. Or if you go to one of the courses, You go on here, you scroll, and then you got an intro video, you got lesson 1, and you would click on here and you get a video with me guiding you through the worksheet. You can either then download the audio, listen to it the night before, and then you have the worksheet here that you can that you print out. So you can print out the worksheet yourself. It's free of charge. It's free. This is like no cap, total free. But most people, it's like, are you gonna like this? This stuff sounds fun, but it's challenging. This stuff is challenging work because you got to be willing to look in the full length mirror. This is not looking out the window and comparing yourself to other people. This is you needing to look yourself in the mirror and say, how can I improve? How can I become a better version of myself? How can I stop making excuses and blaming other people for whatever my shortcomings are? When do I take extreme responsibility for my life? But all you got to do is print these out. Or if you would like for me to ship you all 5 courses, right? I have that option there as well. On top of that, what's on here is there's actually a step-by-step video of me showing you how to fill out these worksheets in case you're a little confused. So it's like above and beyond supportive, high value shit. But this is how much I want to help people help themselves. That's out there right now for free. Now, does that mean everything I do is free? No, not everything, right? I charge people that I coach privately one-on-one. I'm getting ready to start I'm calling it a healing circle, right? It's basically going to be the visualization, breath work with some journaling group. It's going to be a weekly group that we meet, and that's going to have a membership to it. It's probably be $100 a month for you to join. It'll probably be 90 minutes. And I'm really excited to be doing that because in doing that, right, the piece with the healing circle, if you're looking to like become a part of something where it's like supportive, people aren't tearing each other down, it's a safe space, right? You can get live coaching there. I have some specialized journal prompts, some worksheets for you to be able to start doing some reflection work because it's really a healing journey. And then we get into visualization, and then we get into breath work. And the breath work is transformational, right? There was people that did the breath work last night that are like, man, this is incredible. What's your biggest crash out moment? For me, 13 years ago, man, hitting rock bottom. I've had many rock bottom moments, but I'm 13 years sober this year. And I have an overland built. It's like it's a cabin on wheels. I have an overland built. Right. I don't even know if I have any pictures of my truck. People always care about that shit. I don't put a ton of for me, the vehicle, what's most important about it is I love adventure. There's a cool picture. That's like that's the vehicle, and that's also the Tetons in the background. Little trip for those of you that want to see the rig. Yeah, the 13 years sobriety came at a really hard rock bottom. I had to change my life. I had to start taking responsibility for all my action and for all the actions. And what I realized is that it's not just about taking responsibility for all the things. It's understanding. Wait, why was I even doing the things I was doing that was causing me so much heartache and pain? I haven't. I don't watch a whole lot of TV. But I appreciate that reference. And so That's what started me on this journey of trying to figure myself out. That was all I was trying to figure out. I was just trying to figure out me because I didn't understand why I kept doing the things I would do, which was literally self-sabotage. And even worse than that is I was hurting people around me that I cared about, my family, my children, like, being an emotionally wounded man carrying around all those emotional wounds, it's and then you just added alcohol and all this stuff. It didn't do me no favors. And yet I was just so upset with myself because I couldn't understand. What was your DOC? I'm not what do you mean by the DOC? When I see doc, I'm thinking being a hospital corpsman in the Navy, so I'm not sure if that's an acronym or what. But at the end of the day, that's what got me going. Right? That's what got me going. Was saying I need to trust myself. I didn't trust myself anymore. I got to a place where I was so down. Thank you for the gift. The critter bear. I appreciate you, man. Much love to you. I mean, can anybody relate to that? Where do you trust yourself right now? Like in all situations? Do you literally trust yourself? I know I couldn't. I used to not be able to trust myself. I mean, it was really tough. And when I said I didn't trust myself, it was like I can play back the tapes and say I definitely didn't trust myself when I was inebriated, you know, using all the chemicals. It was like something would happen, I would get triggered, and I know the root of this, right? This was the journey I went on in the past 13 years was the self-discovery, right? Was this, right? This work here. That's what's on the app. I started doing the self-discovery work. I needed to figure out what the hell is going on with me. That's what's on the app. The self-discovery, first 5 courses. I needed to figure out. I had already sat through many, many years of therapy, and I still couldn't figure out why the heck. I remember just always telling my therapist, I don't know. I just feel like there's like this lava, like I'm a volcano, and there's just this lava underneath the surface, and some certain, like I was trying to figure out I did figure out what the situations were, but I couldn't understand why I couldn't control it. Why couldn't I control the anger, the frustration? And that's what I needed to get the answers to. That was the results that I needed in this whole entire journey of life. And I can tell you that even into, I'm a 13 years sober now, but it wasn't like even when I was like at 8 years sober, I was sober and I was like the dry drunk. I was still carrying around anger underneath the surface because at that point, I hadn't done the heavy emotional lifting. Thank you, Crystal. That's very beautiful. Thank you for that. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, Douglas. And so here's the process that I went through, especially in the past 5 years when I started really figuring out the root of my pain, the root of all the stuff going on underneath the surface. I realized it was childhood trauma. Well, thanks, Douglas. I appreciate that compliment. Right? I'm back in the studio. The studio's got the good lighting. It's got the good audio. I've been on the road, I feel like, for a little while, so it's good to be back in the studio. Let's all just slow down just a minute. Let's slow down. Taking a breath wherever you're at, taking a deep, deep, deep breath in through your nose. And just hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. It's good to just slow down. Slow down. That's what most of us are suffering with right now, is we're just moving too fast. We're tripping over ourselves. We feel that if we can just do more, right? I was talking to this person recently, and they were asking me. I said, is there anything I can do to help you? And they said, well, do you know how to can you make more hours in the day? And I'm like, I can't make more hours in the day. However, here we go again. Get ready for it. It's the sales pitch. But I can help you to organize your thoughts and start writing down every single month for the next 3 months, writing down things that matter to you for the next month, every week, and every day, writing down things that matter to you so that you're more organized and prioritized in life. To be more organized and prioritized in your life, investing an hour that you don't think you have to wake up early and work on journaling, especially something, if you've never journaled, this guides you through the process. So seamless. Makes it fun and easy. And yet it will save you time. And the reason why it will save you time is because you're going to be able to get some organization in your mind by writing things down. Writing it down. When you take it out of your head and you write it down, guess what? You now have more mental capacity to be able to see what is important to you. And this is about self-accountability. Taking responsibility for your life. And again, 1% better every single day. Just 1%. 1%. It's such a low bar. But if you're consistent and you stay after it, I guarantee you, after 1 week, after 2 weeks, after 30 days, after 60 days, 90 days, you are going to start having some really significant wins in your column. You're going to be like, dang, I'm actually kicking ass right now. I'm proud of myself. I'm doing something. I'm doing lots of things. And you have support all along that journey with literally some really high quality coaching videos from me packed into the self-development course that is included with the 1% Better Everyday Journal, right? Where I'm literally guiding you through from self-sabotage to self-mastery. So you have an understanding of the road, which is taking away the mystery of it all. There's so much mystery to all this stuff. And it's like, I think a lot of us just want to stay in a state of unknowing. Because once you know, right, you're accountable for it. You can't pretend like you don't know. And people are searching. Let's be honest. Most people are searching right now. Right? Are you searching? Thank you for that. Porch doggy lover. What are you searching for? Are you searching for answers? Are you searching for love? Are you searching for peace? Are you searching for success? Are you searching for money? Are you searching for freedom? What are you searching for right now? Are you searching for a way out of your problems? Guess what? That's in the self-discovery work. I got 99 problems and positive solutions for everyone. Right. When was the last time you sat there feeling so overwhelmed by all your problems that you wrote down, right? You actually wrote a list of all the problems. And on the other side, right? This is one of the worksheets. It's fun. It's like 99 bottles. You write your problem here. And then without bias, you just start writing solutions. This is like the adulting, the next level adulting things. I know there's a lot of us that shut off the learning because we're like, I'm 18, I'm burnt out from school. I'm done. I'm done, man. I'm an adult now. You can't tell me what to do. No more of that. And it's like, we all know, everyone here listening, we all know that life teaches the hardest lessons, harder than any English, science, math. Life teaches the hardest lessons. And yet, you've survived the hardest days, haven't you? You've survived some incredibly challenging days in your life, throughout your life. And why do so many people struggle to give themselves credit for how tough they are, for how resilient they are, for how brave they are to have been able to keep going? If you're listening to me now, yeah, it may have been a rough go, but you got through it. And yet you should get a reward from that. And the reward isn't like me giving you a gold star. Who wants a gold star, right? From me. Who wants a gold star from this guy, right? You shouldn't want a gold star. You should want to get something out of your life so that you can turn your mess into a message or into a miracle. You can turn your hardships into the thing that sets you free, that allows you to build your dreams, your goals. And it's just like, you have the power to do this. Every single one of us, we have the ability to create anything we put our minds to. And that is the power of the pen. The pen, not the digital, but the pen. When you start writing your story, how you want your story to end, how you see. We've been talking pretty much all weekend, depending on when you're watching this, but the last 3 days, we've been heavily talking about vision, having a vision for your life. How many of you have a digital or a printed out or a cut out vision board for your life? Thanks, T. It's true. That's where I'm at, man. That's why I'm here. And by enlightened, it just means that I'm filled with light. I'm just shining the light, right? I'm just trying to shine the light. Some people, they don't like to get the light shined. Some people are like, man, don't shine the light in my eyes, man. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. Don't be shining the light on my dark shit. No, and we're afraid. That's the sad thing. That's why we call it demons. We've created the thing called demons because we want to be afraid of ourselves, right? There's no demons inside of you. It's just there probably is dark energy, right? Dark energy is a thing. I don't see it as good or bad. I just see it as a force that wants control, wants you to stay in a negative state of being because it needs you. It can't live without you. And yet it can leave you very confused. Right. And yet you do have the power inside of you to not only visualize incredible things happening in your life, but when you start writing it down, you're good. Well, whose fault is that, Porchy Doggy Lover? The question is, what about being surrounded by people that hold you back? Guess what? Bye. Bye. That's a part of the spiritual awakening, right? Wherever you're at right now, if you do want to we hold ourselves back, but here's how we hold ourselves back. When someone says no one can hold you back, well, that's partly true. In theory, it's partly true. Welcome, Montana. Sam Smith. But here's the thing, it's partly true when you say no one can hold you back. Yes, people do hold you back, because the reason why people hold you back is because you have an attachment to that person. You identify your existence by having someone in your life. And for that person to not be in your life is like you not existing. And so you hold yourself back. It happens in relationships, it happens in families, it happens with friendships. And the sad thing is that when someone has an awakening, right? When you have an awakening, you have a lot of times the awakenings come what? A total life upheaval or a rock bottom moment. Something really tragic happens and it's sort of life, it's time to wake up. You hear a lot of times people like have like a heart attack or a big cancer scare, some kind of major health issue, or someone like me that was just literally on a fast road to the bottom, self destruct, just death spiral. I had to hit that rock bottom to wake up. And the thing is very few people are going to be there for you. And especially when you want to start improving your life and changing who you are, the people that are in your life probably aren't going to go for that ride. Do you realize that? And that's what will cause a lot of people to give up or never start, is because you know deep down in your heart that if you start to improve who you are, change who you are, transform who you are. And when I'm saying transform, I mean, let's go back to kids. It's Optimus Prime. He's a truck 1 minute and do. Now he's a freaking robot. That's like what you need to do. That's the option that you have as a soul having a human experience right now. You have the option to transform your entire life from where you are right now. But when you do that, I can guarantee you, keep this for the receipts, I can guarantee you that the people that are close to you right now, they will push back and they will threaten abandonment and they will ultimately give you a hard time. It's like peer pressure to be like, hey, don't be doing that. Oh, you're too good for us. I mean, it's nasty. It gets nasty. You're like, man, I thought all these people love me. I thought these were my favorite people. It's like, no, man. I've had, I mean, straight up grandparents telling me, man, you better stop doing that. Don't be talking like that. Don't be doing that. Right. And it's painful. But there's no growth without some pain. You're not going to go anywhere. And so in reality, if you're just okay with where you're at right now, then just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep doing what you're doing. Maybe at some point, way down the road, the light bulb will come off and you'll be like, oh, man, I should have done more in my life. I should have done way more with my life. I feel like I wasted a lot of time. That's regret, right? They always say discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons, and regret, that bill will come due. It comes due in this life. You will have it. Hello. And I don't wanna have a lot of regret when I'm all done. I wanna live this life so full that when I'm at the end, I'm empty, man, I'm done. I'm like, I gave it all, man. I gave everything I had, right? I gave everything I had, right? Not just for me, but to help others, right? That's the beautiful thing. When you start to improve your life, the people around you, if they're not really down with it, that's the problem. If you have codependency issues, which I did have, and I'm still releasing, right? But when you have codependency issues and trauma bonding and all this stuff from your past, thank you, Crystal, right? It's really difficult. And so when you say you're surrounded by all these, if you're surrounded by a lot of negative people, if the people that you're spending the most time with, right, are not open or ready or wanting to do that, then you have a choice. You have an absolute choice. You either cut ties with them or you create a boundary that says, hey, you know what? I love you. I care about you. But, we're probably not going to spend so much time together because I got to go figure me out. I'm going to figure me out. I'm going to do what I need to do. Right. I love you so much. That's the difference with how I handled the boundaries and creating separation with people I love, people that are close to me, is I was able to tell them, like, I love you. We didn't have to be a fight. We didn't have to, in the past, wounded version of me, right? There would be conflict, fallout, and then a reason to not talk to each other, right? It's just like a toxic relationship, right? You basically have a fight so you don't have to talk and then go your separate ways and then you make up. Maybe it's days later, weeks later, years later, who knows? But the healed version of me that understands the importance of this life and my purpose on this life to fulfill the purpose and the calling that I have to be a service to myself and a service to humanity. Right? I've had to tell some people that I love you, but we don't really connect a lot on my interests. And that's what it really comes down to. Like when you start transforming mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, which for me, I've changed my whole entire nutrition from 10 years ago. I've changed my whole entire body from 10 years ago, my interests from 10 years ago, my activities, what interests me. I don't watch sports. I used to be the biggest sports fanatic. I used to be a political junkie. I don't participate in either of those things. So people from the time when I was into that, where do we have common ground? There's none. There's none. It's a stale, expired connection, right? It's like, the reason why people, and a lot of us, it's like say, well, I'm related to them. And it's like, well, that's not an excuse to just stay stuck. It's not an excuse. Because we all know, I know I'm talking to adults right now, right? On my darkest nights, nobody held me and told me it's gonna be okay and rub my tummy and pat my bottom. No one did that for me. Did they do it for you on your darkest nights? Was someone there for you around the clock, just making sure that you're all your emotional needs were met and that you didn't have to process and deal with the hardship of whatever your circumstances were alone? No, you have to do it. Even I was married for 21 years. And I slept next to the same woman for all those years. And never once did I know what she was thinking and did I know how she was feeling, unless she communicated that. But, and that's how all of us are. It's like, but I can also tell you that getting married as young as I did, that most of us, that's why it's called settling down, right? Because we settle. It's like, oh, we You have a story, and this is falling apart in this day and age, right? We grew up with like the fairy tales and Prince Charming and, the princess. It's like, and as if love is the apex of life, falling in love, the picket fence, the family. And that's not true. That's not the apex of life, because I guarantee you, everyone I'm talking here has a story or more about heartbreak. So we know that that shit ain't true. That is not the most important part of this existence. It's an important piece. But the thing is if you want even your relationships to be improved, then improve the relationship you have with yourself. Like it all comes back to the self-love. Yeah, 25 years, man. I understand that. 25 years. I mean, I'm speaking, everything I'm talking about is all firsthand experience. And I know that as humans, right, we're not just a body, we're a soul, and this soul has energy. And guess what? It's magnetic. And so I know that people that are drawn to my message, my image, whatever it is, there's going to be common ground. There's going to be similarities there. Right? This is a classroom. This is the whole entire life experience is a big school, and we're learning. And because I have the lessons and the receipts to prove what I have been through and how I have transformed my life, I've turned my life around completely, and I have zero regrets. As painful of a process that I had to go through, and you're talking humiliation ritual to the highest degree, I have zero regrets. Right? Do I wish some things could have been different? Absolutely. Do I wish that this version of me, Super Dad, could go back and talk to the 10-year-old, the 16-year-old, the 20-year-old version of me? Yes, I wish. But in reality, I am talking to the inner child. I am taking care of the adult. And we're healing and releasing all of that trauma from the past. That is, if you heal yourself, that is what it is to heal. To heal is for you. Yeah, this is live. We're live right now, Keith. It's here, man. You're here. I'm here. We're all here. And so that is one of those pieces for people to figure out. When you're trying to figure out how to heal, especially emotional wounding, traumatic wounds, right? Again, I'm a veteran too that's been diagnosed PTSD to the max. And none of that compares to what really happened to me 0 to 10 years old. The 0 to 10 years old is the roots of all of my trauma, all of my trauma. And so the way that you heal the roots of who you are, so that you don't have to just try and control, right? Self-control. It never works. It'll work in some places. I always was able to control myself in professional settings, but never behind the closed doors, in the intimate settings. And in the grand scheme of things, I care a lot more about the intimate settings, the people that I'm related to and I love, right? Versus the people that would replace me a week after my departure. And yet that's what got me so fired up and motivated and driven to change my life completely. Without any hesitation, man. I was like, okay, I get it. Message received. I'm done. I'm done with the bullshit. What's up, Jason from Kentucky? Welcome. And yet here I am, a man that literally has achieved a level of self-mastery that I continue to develop, I continue to refine, to improve, right? Because that's just a part of the journey. It's residue, right? I'm not getting the big purges of like the trauma. I've done the big purges, the big painful moments. I've done the forgiveness rituals. I've released everyone that's ever hurt me, intentionally, unintentionally. I set them all free. I send them love. I send them joy. I send them peace. I send them health, prosperity. I release them. I forgive them with all my heart, with all my soul, with all my mind, with all my strength. I've already done all that. And yet there's still some residue in terms of the subconscious programs of wounding, of scarcity, of feeling like a burden, not feeling good enough. And I did set myself free, Veronica. And in setting myself free, what I've really given myself is the ability to just trust myself, to know myself through and through, right? I know all the dark stuff. I know all the bad things I've done, the good things I've done. And that's great. I accept myself because I know myself. And I think that's the biggest message that I'm trying to communicate to everyone listening right now is, are you willing to go into the dark places of who you are to truly set yourself free, to be able to figure out your story? And it's sort of like you have to be willing to do the life review now versus waiting till the end of life. You do it now. Wherever you're at now, you go back into the time machine, you start doing the life review, writing down the significant events of your life, the most painful, hard, challenging events that you can think of. 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to now, whenever now is. You just write out as many things, just everything, download it all, get it all out of here in your heart. Once you do that, you can really see what are the ones that cause you discomfort, right? When you read it on a piece of paper, like when the things that you experienced by just writing it down, that when you review it and you think about the person, the people associated with that moment, which of the ones really continue to still show you discomfort? Those are the significant lessons in your life, and those are the things that you need to clear. And by clear, I mean you need to set free. You need to allow yourself permission to truly accept that that has happened. It didn't happen to you because you're a bad person. It happened for you to get to the place where I'm having you at right now, which is to even write it down and to face it so you can set it free because it's in the past. Yeah, that's interesting. A lot of people will say that they had great childhoods, but the adult life, that's interesting. Sometimes that even with the great childhood, some of this stuff, there's past life stuff that comes up. There's even psychological things that can impact your life that you may not pick up on. But I'm glad to hear it. I mean, not most people, not all, most people had very challenging situations happen in childhood. Most, not all. The ones that didn't, you know, thank goodness that it doesn't have to be everybody. But to be facing the things in adult life, it could be just a part of, the lessons you need to learn with someone else. You're maybe able to help someone else. But ultimately, I think most of us, we need to just take some time to slow down. Just slow down. Right? Can you slow down? Slow down your talking. Something I'm working on. That's like a big one I'm working on. Slow down my talking. Slow down my thinking. Slow down my movements. Right? Not always being in the rat race and such in a rush to get somewhere, right? Always eager. It's like, enjoy the ride. Enjoy this moment. That's what the breath work does. That's what the visualization does. It allows you to fully be present in the moment, to be fully present in this body that you have been gifted. And in that, there's a lot of power and gratitude to just slow down. And it's like a superpower because most people are doing, boom, 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 like do, 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 do. And then you're wondering why you're so stressed out, why you're so exhausted, why you don't have the energy and the focus and the results in life. Because just because you're doing doesn't mean you're doing what matters. Most people are doing what they've always been doing. And it takes being able to give yourself permission to not realize those patterns and start to shift and try new things. It's the most beautiful thing when you actually give yourself permission to try new things. Trying new things is like so fun. Because in the reason of that is there's a pretty good chance that no matter where you're at right now in life, you don't know who you are. What do I mean by that? What do you mean I don't know who I am? I know who I am. Yeah, you know who the lower version of you is, the wounded version of you, the government issue ID. You know who you are based on your past experiences. But do you know who you are if you were to go all in on yourself from this point forward? Like cut out all the distractions, cut out all the negativity, all the toxic people, heal yourself, heal your mind, really start to believe in yourself like never before. Start to create a vision for your life that seems so scary, so big, but it's something that you're going to see how far you can go. Who do you become in that process? Who do you become? I know that's a gift. Talking too much is my gift. Most people, you don't know. Like, you don't know the hidden gifts, the hidden talent, and the destiny of your life. But if you're sitting in a place where you're like, it's too late for me, I can't do that, I can't do this, right? Because you're kind of like wounded because of the past. It's like you can turn it all around from this point forward right now. Right now, you can have a mental shift, a total attitude adjustment, and start changing up your patterns, how you show up. I mean, is there anything you can't change? Could you change your job? Well, I can't change my job. I've been there for way too long. Why? Why can't you change it? Do you love it or do you hate it? Most people hate their jobs, right? Could you change where you live? No, I can't do that. Why? Why can't you do that? Oh, because I won't be close to this person or this family or whatever. It's like, what does that have to do with you? There's probably a better place for every single person that's listening right now that would be more expansive to allow you to be a better version of yourself. But instead, you're playing it safe. You're playing it safe in a game called life that we all have the same fate. Thank you, Eva. We all have the same fate, and yet why are you playing safe? Why are you so afraid to take some risk, right? That's the one thing I can't figure out with most people. Most people are suffering mentally and emotionally. Most people on this planet, if not everybody to a varying degree, has a level of mental and emotional suffering. And yet it's because we're so attached to our past and the hurt and the things that didn't go your way or the bad things that happened when you were even powerless as just a little child. And yet you absolutely, I love this visualization where it's like you're an eagle, right? You're a great eagle with incredible wings, and yet you're in a cage and the door's unlocked, but you're telling yourself you can't fly. You're saying you can't fly. I mean, you could do that. It may feel extreme. I mean, no one's saying to just quit on people. But again, if you can't figure out a way that you can make some drastic changes in your life, it's because you're a I can't person. You're either one or the other. I can try it or I can't. You either can or you can't. Both are right. If you're someone that says you can't just do that, you're right. But I know there's someone out there. I don't know if it's Kyrie. I know that there's someone out there with a situation probably more challenging than yours that said, not only can I do this, I'm going to do it. And by doing it, it's going to actually benefit everyone that is associated with me. Because me living my miserable life, acting as if I'm stuck, thank you, Meg, right? Doesn't benefit people. It's literally a continuation of suffering. It's holding yourself back. And as an example, especially even if you have kids, what are you teaching them? What are you showing them? That wait, self-sacrifice is the way to show your love? That's great. That's incredible. You have it sounds like you have an incredible story. So then why are you walking around here talking about can't do this, can't do that? You clearly know how to do anything, going from homeless to master's degrees. So then why would you even mention you can't just up and leave? Yes, you can. If it improves your life, it's an example to those around you, and people need examples. We need role models of people that are bold and courageous and saying, look, I'm going to make a sacrifice for the betterment of not only myself. It's not for selfish reasons. It's for all of us because I have a vision. Yeah. And you're showing him that your everything is to just play small, play safe. Right. And that's the example. Good job. Right. Versus saying, let's take some risks. Let's make the most out of this life. Yeah, you know what? This isn't working. This town is not it. But it's so big and scary out there to go try to start over and to do something new. Again, I'm not telling anybody what to do. I'm just letting you know that I'm challenging your limiting beliefs. I'm challenging your comfort zone. I'm challenging you to be able to say, have you ever sat there and wrote down what would it, here's my biggest fear is moving to a new town. Well, why is it your biggest fear? Well, because I'm not going to be close to my this, or I'm not going to be close to my that, or whatever. And you write out all that. Well, what's the worst thing that would happen if you moved? Okay, what if that didn't happen? What if everything actually went better than you could imagine? It's like we need to actually process through these opportunities in our life to be able to get past our limiting beliefs. But most people, right? It doesn't hurt me that most people want to play it safe. Keep playing it safe. Keep playing small, right? It's your life. You do what you want. Thanks, Carly. He might have your back, but he's not going to clean your messes. God's not a maid. God's not going to discipline what you put in your body, what you put in your mouth, right? If like God's got your back, but do you got God's back? That's tough talk. But that's what most people do. They put God as a crutch, say, no, but God's got me, man. God's got me. It's like, but do you got God? He needs you to be doing you, to be the best version of you. He needs you to be shining your light, not playing small, not using chemicals, being sober minded, being a light to this world, helping out others by helping yourself first and making sure that you're living a true and authentic life. But most people are going to, that's why religion is failing right now. Religious is probably one of the biggest failing things that's happening right now. And that's why I don't talk about religion. I talk about real connection with God will bring out you being the best version of you. You've died a lot more times than that, guarantee it. We've all lived thousands of lives. We've done this game thousands of times, man. More than you can imagine. See, that's the whole problem. You're stuck on this life versus you are an eternal soul. You're an eternal soul having a human experience. This is not a one-time thing, but it's a very, very temporary thing. It's a disposable thing. These bodies are disposable. And yet we still play small. And we still make excuses. We still say, "Hey, I need my music. I need my drink. I need my chill. I need my games. I need all these distractions," right? Versus to actually live a life filled. Thank you, certified booty. Yeah, some of these names. Thank you for all that love. Yeah, you got to have it, right? And yet, what does it get you? A little bit of entertainment, a little bit of this, that. But again, the guiding principle for me right now is that when I get to the end of my life, I don't want to have regret. I don't want to be looking back saying, I could have done this or I should have done that. I should have switched up. I should have gave up the drink. I should have got sober. I should have, switched up my nutrition and avoided all the health problems because those bills are going to come due. If you think that you're going to keep poisoning yourself with food and just continuing to just give in to every single craving that you got and that bill's not going to come due, it's going to come due. And the beautiful thing is, when you get to the end, there'll be no one to blame except for yourself. That's the hard facts. You'll only have yourself to blame. There'll be no one else, right? When you're looking in that mirror at the end, you'll see who you could have been, and you'll be showing up. You won't even recognize that person. Most of you won't recognize who you could have been. Because it's way too easy to just live a mediocre life filled with distractions, entertainment, a few vacations every once in a while, and a lot of wasted time. That's very passive time where you're just kicking back. What advice do you need? What is this question, Adam? What are you writing? What are some of the techniques or habits that you have developed? Misaligned, for example, good day, start, good morning routine, then upset during the day. I mean, it's using the tools in the toolbox, right? Start with a good day. Shit starts to hit the fan. Challenges start to come my way, right? What do? Turn on that positive affirmations, pull back, do some breathing, do some grounding, do some journaling, like on the fly. Like those techniques and those tools can go with you anywhere, right? And it's just, can you have the awareness that you're not helpless and that you don't have to give away your power? Because when you give in, I don't even, what is, yeah, I'm not even sure what you're asking there. But it's just knowing, man, that you have tools. You're not helpless. But if you have awareness, that's the thing. It's developing that keen sense of awareness that something did shift in your day, and being able to pull back versus to react. Pulling back or react. You already know what happens when you react. Usually 9 times out of 10, we're going to make a situation worse, right? We're going to make it more volatile, right? And yet there's going to be regret in that, and definitely consequences. So when you know that something is misaligned, it's like, do you have the wherewithal and the awareness to pull back and to just check in with yourself? Get in a private place, go out to your vehicle if you're like in a workplace or something, or your office, shut the door, just check in with yourself. What happened? What's going on? What's bothering me today? Because it's usually never the thing, right? Yeah, the awareness is key. But again, all this is, it's all interconnected, right? The clarity of mind, the clarity, spending time with yourself, the breath work is what gets you really connected with your conscientiousness, activating that conscientious state of being, so that when something shifts in you, you're so much more aware of it. You're like, whoa, what just shifted? Is this me? The other thing is, some of that stuff could be, again, we're so powerfully energetic that someone could be sending you that evil eye or that negativity, and you're picking up on it, especially if you have some empathic gifts. You'll pick up on other people's energy, and you have to be able to discern, is this mine or is this someone else's? And so that's why it's so important to just like pull back versus react. Check in with yourself, figure out what's really going on. Where's this coming from? Breathe through it, connect with it, and just sit in it and let it go. Set it free. And if you can do that, usually, I hate to, I mean, it's like a few minutes, but maybe 5 minutes, a short break in order to re-ground yourself. That's what needs to happen. But if you just keep stewing on it, again, remember, no, not welcome, stop with the mind, right? No, not welcome, stopped. No, not welcome, stop. No, not welcome, stop. Well, that's powerful, Christy. Thanks for speaking up about that. I'm proud of you. Most of us are like that when we're addicted, It's like I didn't really run AA that hard. I used to go just to get the chip every year, but I never worked the steps. I had a spontaneous sobriety where I hit rock bottom so hard it shot it out of me. I broke into so many pieces. The addiction went to the other side of the moon, I think. I was done. But that didn't mean I didn't pick up other addictions, right? When alcohol left, I picked up sugar for sure, sweets like crazy, eating, right? I gained like I lost weight at first and then I gained weight. And it's like I had to come back off of that, which that's when I knew that even though I had been sober for about 8 years, I'm like, I'm still emotionally, sobriety did not fix the emotion, right? Sobriety just cleared my mind, but it didn't heal my emotional stuff, especially the deep roots from childhood. Once I got that going, right, I let go of the sugar, the food, all kinds of other, just even really other types of addictions that most people would just be like, that's just a habit or that's something that I enjoy doing, but it's like, is it an addiction? Can you go without it? Right? That's the level of dependency is it something that you can do without? If you can't do without it, then there's a pretty good chance that you have some dependency there, which could be a sign of addiction. And again, is it sports? Is it entertainment? Is it shopping? Is it gaming? Is it gambling? Is it negative thinking? Is it food, especially unhealthy food? Like, what is it? Right? We have to cling to stuff. It's all just coping mechanisms. It's all just coping. Coping with what? With our inability to process our emotional wounds. That's what's going on here. Is we don't have the tools. No one ever taught us. So there's not really guilt in it. There's just it's all a knowledge thing. Are you willing to open yourself up to learn what it takes to process and to heal and to release what is really a reservoir full of old, suppressed, ignored, avoided emotional feeling? Many people think that if someone pisses you off, right? Someone angers you, that you do that an hour later or the next day you don't feel angry, but you didn't ever really sat there and felt angry and processed and got to what was really going on. Why are you feeling angry? If you don't really spend that type of time processing your emotions, then they're suppressed. They're avoided. You did something in the moment to avoid it or to just push it, shove it out of the way, say, all right, can't deal with that shit now. And it's not gone. It's not gone. It's inside of you still. It's locked up inside of you, packaged perfectly like a warehouse. You either have a reservoir, a warehouse, a storage room with little vials, bags, right? That are just all packaged nice and neat. And even when you have the eruptions, right? The eruption doesn't get rid of all of the feelings. You have to literally go back through your past, your history, and be able to process, especially the most difficult memories of your life. TikTok therapist. No, I'm not a TikTok therapist. I'm a spiritual healer, not a therapist. I help people heal emotional, sexual, and childhood trauma. Therapists just talk. I help people heal. Well, I think we're going to probably wrap up tonight. Probably be back on here again. Just a few announcements. We've been doing the breath work. I'm not going to do the breath work tonight, but I probably will do it if I get on here tomorrow. And also be on the lookout. I am going to be starting up a weekly healing circle. It's going to be a private group, members only. We're going to meet once a week. We'll probably do some journaling, some guided journaling with me. There'll be visualization and lots and lots and lots of breathing, which ultimately will be lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of healing for you. So I hope that you'll consider joining that. If you're interested, send me a message or email me at greg, at resultskillexcuses.com. Most likely that's going to be Saturday or Sunday morning, maybe about 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time for that weekly meetup. And I'm looking forward to helping a lot of people to do a lot of healing this year. With that being said, I appreciate everybody that's tuned in tonight. So I see 222s coming up. Hope you guys have a good evening resting. If you are starting a new week, I hope that you start a new week solid. If you know about Mercury retrogrades, that ends tonight, which should free up some energy for us. We've got a big full moon coming up this next weekend. So be ready for some big energy coming up. Don't be always surprised. If you don't ever monitor the moon cycles, you should stay on top of that. Right? Slow down. Don't react. Retract yourself. Remove yourself. Do the check-in. Do some breath. Right? Just having this little simple conversation with yourself, right? You start feeling a little stressed. Right? Just ask yourself, how am I feeling? Name the emotion. That's the number one thing, man, is can you name your emotion? If you can name how you're feeling, when you're feeling it, your brain will do the rest. Your brain will start to de-escalate your fight or flight. But you got to look at the emotional wheel, which is, final plug, a part of the 1% Better Everyday Journal. Give you some more insight. It's a fun worksheet to do some fill in the blanks so you can have a greater emotional literacy. Having an emotional literacy, it's more than just a happy, mad, angry, sad. There's so many other feelings that we're feeling, and when you can start to name your feelings, you're going to be able to start reducing the fight or flight or freeze responses. You're going to be able to be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm feeling overwhelmed, right? Okay, let's go feel overwhelmed. Why would I ask yourself, why am I feeling overwhelmed? Well, all this stuff happened. That's okay then. It seems like a good reason to be feeling overwhelmed. And then you can allow for that just to come up. You feel it. Maybe breathe in it. Tell yourself it's going to be okay, right? Give yourself some reassurance. Treat yourself like you're someone that you actually fucking care about, right? All right. It's going to be okay. We got this. This isn't as big as we may think it is, right? We've been through worse. Remind yourself you've been through some tougher shit and you're a Banff warrior. No quit. Keep going. Don't stop. Stay locked in. I love you guys. You know the drill. Results kill excuses, because if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. Greg's out.